It's cool when your friends enjoy what you do, man.
I do,
I've never
man.
had that before.
I love fall.
It's the best.
I am about pumpkin flavored everything.
See, I don't really care for pumpkin flavored stuff. I literally like the gray, overcast, chilly all the time. It feels like Halloween every day. Fucking, it makes me want to actually listen to the Misfits for once.
I
Type
know.
vibe.
I go through like Misfits phases.
Yeah, usually every October for me.
Yeah.
About every
You know
October.
what? You're
I
about
get-
right.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I mean,
do-
I used to love the Misfits back in the day, and I still like Static Age. Is a great album. American Psycho is a great album too, but I'm not like some people are all about the Misfits and like just horror punk in general. I'm not really big into horror punk, but I like Misfits about once every October.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. If
Are you-
Misfits come on at a party, it could be any time of the year, and I'll probably be like, yeah, I like Misfits.
Are you one of those people that don't like Michael Graves?
No, I actually, that American Psycho album, that's
That's right.
Graves' first album. That's one of my favorite, one of my two favorite Misfits albums, I suppose.
Really?
Yeah.
'Cause I think you know what it was for me was when I discovered the Misfits.
Yeah.
Graves was the singer.
Oh, okay.
So like I wasn't.
that's your idea of the Misfits.
Yeah. So like that was my first introduction was Graves.
Right.
So like when people were like, as soon as you say you like the Misfits, they're like, well, fucking Dan Ziger, goddamn Graves.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
both because
same thing with Black Flag. I love Black Flag. Oh, Ron Reyes or the 90 other dudes or Henry Rollins, and I'm like, dude, all of them. They're all good. Keith Morris. I don't know. I like all Black Flag. I don't think I've ever heard a Black Flag song I didn't really like. So,
Really?
Yeah.
no.
I mean, Rat's Eyes. It's on the Slip It In album, which might be my favorite Black Flag album. But the song Rat's Eyes is a little weird, but it'll get stuck in your head, and you'll have to listen to it. Other than that,
What do you think about bands that change members constantly?
I mean, it is what it is. As long as it's like, there's got to be like, I think as a rule of thumb, like Greg Ginn was Black Flag. Like you hear how much like he's like a dick or whatever, this and that. At the end of the day, I feel like Greg Ginn was the guy who was Black Flag because he was, I'm pretty sure, started the band and has been in the band every single time it's been Black Flag.
Really?
I think so.
So I don't know much
pretty
about
sure.
the other past Henry Rollins and like 90 fucking lineup changes.
Yeah, that's, well, there was a lot of lineup changers. 3 singers, that's a big one for people. If you change a singer, it should be a different band, is what some people believe. We good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay,
we're
cool.
Good. We're good. And when does this wants to do that stupid fucking update thing it does 16 times a day?
Gotcha. But no, yeah, I'm pretty sure Greg Ginn's like the guy, so I feel like as long as, his guitar playing was a very big part of what makes Black Flag Black Flag. There's a reason you can change the singers and it still sounds like Black Flag. He wrote most of, if not all the music. Like he wrote most, I don't know about the lyrics, but I'm sure he wrote a lot of lyrics too.
Oh, absolutely.
And, he was the guy with the van at the end of the day, from what I understand. So
You were late.
the guy is, here's the thing. As long as the guy with the van, as long as he's the one that stays in the band, then there can be a million member changes.
Yeah,
That's what I believe anyway.
Is
but-
the one that can transport the shit is,
Yeah.
is the sole member.
Yeah.
At least that's how I feel. Well, you know what? You would be, you are the guy to ask, like,
Yeah.
because your band, you're the only original left.
Yeah. And it's weird because normally, yeah, if I'm the only original left, I should change the name, but Alex has been in it for so long under Nervous Aggression
Yeah.
that I feel that he's as much a part of Nervous Aggression as fucking most people who were in the band,
Well,
actually.
you
Other
don't-
than Blake, I think him and Blake are, like, tied for the real deal, like, members, I mean, don't get me wrong, everyone else was a real deal member as well, but I mean, just like, I never had to worry about Alex wanting to quit the band.
Yeah.
Not for a long time anyway.
No.
So,
No, I think he found a home. He feels comfortable. He enjoys what he's doing.
yeah.
That-
He and I collaborate very well too.
And like, you give him the freedom to do him and vice versa.
Yeah.
I think you guys both bring out the best in each other.
Yeah, it was one thing, and I don't know. we kind of like made each other comfortable with like being open to new ideas and open to like, because when he joined the band, I was like such a control freak.
Mm-hmm.
I almost wanted to write all the riffs and drum parts and lyrics. Like, I was not far past that phase.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he started writing shit, and like Theo and Blake both liked it, and I got outvoted a couple times. And I'm not going to lie, I was a little pissed. But I always stuck to being, if I'm outvoted, I'm outvoted, and it's going to happen then. And I'm glad I always did, because then it's like the more, because at first I'm just hearing, oh, it's not just the standard formula what a good punk is supposed to follow. This is something different, and I automatically, but once I like got over that and I started actually listening, I was like, holy shit, this is actually really good. And yeah, it's pretty punk too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a little more complex, but if you like listen to it, take a step back and just let it happen, it sounds really good. And that's what most people who see bands live, they're just watching it happen, not so.
He did provide a much needed spark.
I think so, yeah.
I think it was huge for you guys.
I think I don't think I'd be as who knows where I'd be without him. First of all, I'm sure I'd be doing music at some capacity, maybe still Nervous Aggression, but I don't know if I would have gotten like this creative awakening if it wasn't for him.
I agree. I don't think you would have.
Yeah.
I think
and it's hard to say because I started experimenting with psychedelics right around the time Alex and I were doing Nervous Aggression together.
That's true, but I think you and Alex counterbalance each other.
No, absolutely. Yeah,
to where like before Alex, everything was real dirty, and it might be in time.
Yeah, maybe
a time,
but it did maybe only 2 different times this time.
Yeah, but you were so into what you were doing anyway. That's what you guys were about the show at that point.
Yeah, really.
You know what I mean? It was more about the show than it was the craftsmanship of the song.
Yeah.
And then when Alex comes in there, Alex is a fucking guitar player.
Yeah.
Alex is about the craftsmanship of the song, which means everyone around him has to step their fucking game up.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. Not only that, but I don't know. Yeah, he I guess what I learned through that was you can be about the craftsmanship of the song and be about the performance at the same time.
Yes.
I thought you had to be like one or the other. I don't know what gave me that idea.
Like a specialist.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I always imagine like if, you know, and it doesn't have to be like Yngwie Malmsteen or Ramones. Like there's a lot of gray area, and then there was, you know, Alex was in the band for a while. He gave us that, and then like Austin and Kyle came in. That was I fucking loved that lineup too. But I can kind of tell that lineup was temporary. There was always something in the back of my head that was like, this isn't going to be it forever.
Yeah.
But then, you know, during that time, I wanted to like do more. Like I genuinely wanted to do more. And I think it was not even part, it had a lot to do with like Alex and some of the stuff we were coming up with, but he moved away. And then, yeah, when he moved back, it was only a matter of time before he was back in the band. And I kind of knew that. Like I wasn't going to push him, but I always let him know the door was open, and then it happened. And, you know, it's been great ever since. You know, we've just been getting better and better, you know.
Oh, you guys get better every time I see you or hear something from you.
And pretty much everyone who ever sees us multiple times says the same thing. So that's really cool to hear. And there's people that have been seeing us for 5, 6, 7 years, and they say the same thing every time they see us. And it's like, damn, man. You know, I feel it though, because you know, not being cocky, but I mean, we work really hard at it. You know, I don't think that's cocky to say. We work really hard, and I think it shows.
It absolutely does, and I bet it's getting easier and easier to book shows.
Oh yeah, it is. I want to play shows more often. I think whenever Emmert and I finally move down to Columbus, that's going to make things a lot easier. But I just don't want to rush down there. Like, I feel like I could have rushed down there 6 months ago and been there, but who knows? I'd probably be back now. I probably would have fallen on my face.
Yeah.
I have a job opportunity in East Liverpool, and their main headquarters is in Columbus, and I imagine they're going to open stores in Columbus. And this is something that I want to make a career out of. So I want to go, and if it takes another 6, 8 months, you know, as long as it's guaranteed, I can get transferred down there and really have a foundation set down there. then I'm doing it.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And because I want to stay down there, I want to stay in that area. Who knows? Maybe when I'm 50, I'll move back up to like. I'd rather move if I was going to move back. I'd rather move to Steubenville than fucking East Liverpool. But
yeah, dude, you wouldn't think that it's better,
yeah,
but it is a shit ton.
it is a lot better. I mean, just the time from coming here and then going over to Dom's and just like seeing. I mean, there's rough areas in Steubenville,
you stay,
no doubt
the
about
further away you get away from the river, the better it gets.
Yeah, but like East Liverpool is a rough area until you hit like Calcutta and Glenmore.
And that's just because no one can walk there.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's just all stuck, and it is like living in just one giant bubble, like in an echo chamber, and like nothing gets in, nothing gets out.
No.
It's just there.
And that's depressing as fuck.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing too, because a lot of people who I fucking like didn't even go to school with, nothing like that, know who I am, just because they know, oh, he's that dude that's in that band that does a lot of traveling. The once in a blue moon, I go to a bar, and I hate fucking going to bars. At least around here, I hate going to bars. Well, around Liverpool. Because fucking a shitload of people want to talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't deal with that well. I mean, sometimes it's like old friends from high school, and that's different. Like, that's cool. And they'll ask about the band, and that's fine. But it's weird because I like it. I do enjoy people recognizing me for my music. That's a great feeling, and that's something I fought for so many years. But at the same time, it makes me comfortable in where I'm at, and I don't like that. And I don't like it, both living situation and career-wise. That makes me uncomfortable to feel comfortable.
Really?
Like I feel like I've accomplished things. I need to be a fucking white belt still. I think that's the only way to remain like hungry and fucking attacking it. And I think moving to Columbus is going to make me a white belt all over again. Because yes, some people in Columbus know us. There's a lot more than fucking 12,000 people living in Columbus. Most people are going to fucking think I'm dog shit again. And that's what I want.
Yeah.
Because I think that's where my best
Because it's going to make you come.
That's going to be like, fuck this. I want everyone in Columbus to know me.
Dumping
You know
more
what I mean?
time in. I'm going to figure my shit out.
Exactly.
Get better.
And not only that, but like, I love, one of my favorite things in the world to do is jamming with Alex and Steve, and hopefully we find a bit. I love jamming with Kyle too, but I don't think he wants to move to Columbus, which is fair. That's fine. And I appreciate what he does. But I mean, Alex and Steve, like the way we all just work together. I mean, like, I don't know, man. I kind of want to record one of our practices, but I know like do a live stream of one of our practices, but I know the second I do, it's not going to be the same. So I won't, but I mean, that's one of my favorite things in the world to do. And all living in the same city. Like, if we made tour twice, well, one tour and then one weekend trip out to Chicago and Cincy, and we made an EP and now we're like halfway to an album, and we live halfway across the state from each other, imagine the damage we're going to do to the fucking hardcore music world, punk, whatever music world, if we're all in the same city.
Oh,
we're going to fuck that shit up, dude. It's going to be incredible.
I would like to get a live recording of your practice.
Yeah. I mean, that would be... I've thought about live streaming it before, but...
No, I mean, like pack up the microphones and go get a fucking, like, a live recording of you guys.
That'd be fucking awesome. I'm sure they'd be down for that.
I should do that someday.
Yeah, that would be sweet. It's an all-day event, but...
Yeah.
You got a free ride, so...
I have 12 channels.
There you go.
No, dude, we'd definitely have to set that up someday.
That'd be great. That'd be really great. Steve's a great guy. I'm sure you guys will get along.
I've met Steve a few times.
That's right. Yeah, you have. Okay.
He never remembers me, but it's cool. It's like, right on, man.
Yeah, pretty much. He's always high, so.
Well,
He's cool as shit, though. Dude, I feel like, and that's going to be another cool thing, like being able to get to hang with Steve a lot more.
Yeah.
Like, there's been times where, like, we've messaged each other randomly, just like, dude, why can't we already live near each other? Because both of us are bored.
You start sending each other memes of this could be us.
But you playing.
Yeah.
Well, he could send them to me. I can't say shit to him because it's up to me to get down there. That's the agreement. So, no, I'm just really excited. I know I got a party to 229. We were thinking about maybe an early practice, but then I was just like, guys, I really don't want to risk missing this. This is like the card.
Yeah.
And we probably could have pulled it off if we hustled, but I don't
But
know.
still, you're gonna leave
Part
at
of it was
7
me
a.m. and
feeling kind of
fucking-
lazy too. And put it this way, I don't think anyone gets upset when we cancel practice. Put it that, even though Steve lives in town, it's like, oh, that's one less thing to do today.
Yeah. Just,
Especially for Emmert, like when he cancels practice, I don't really get upset, unless it's like the week or two before the show. Then, but
we got
then-
some talking to do.
well, not only, but we never canceled like that. So
That I always hated that. Like I always like to have one practice the night before the show.
yeah, that seems like that would make a lot of sense.
And it was never anything like we never went in there and just like, oh, we got to nail these down perfect.
Yeah.
It wasn't about that.
Yeah.
It was like we would walk in and we would smoke some things and drink some things and just fucking. We might not even play the set list. We might just sit there and do fucking covers.
Well, that's really important though, to at least like get used to jamming with each other is really the key. Because at the end of the day, you guys all know the songs, so you just need to like get relaxed playing with each other. I
Yeah.
think is the most important. So I could see how that works.
It was like just instead of playing a game, you're just playing horse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That and whether it happened like the night before or the week before even.
Yeah.
As long as we had just one fuck off practice.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it so much more.
Yeah, that's always the most fun is when you're just dicking around, just having fun with it. But I do enjoy. It's kind of like working out. I think with practice, like we're gonna rehearse these songs because they were kind of weak last time we played, and then we're gonna work on new material, and then at the end, if the new material goes well enough, we're gonna play through a full set with the new material at the end or the beginning or whatever. Or, even if the new material is not good, then we'll just play through our whole set, like what we got. And that's like and that's a lot to do. I mean, we're practicing for 2.5, 3 hours. There's a reason it's an all day thing and it's not just the drive. We're fucking putting in work down there. But, it's, I think it'd be a lot easier if we lived near each other though, because we wouldn't have to do all that every time. It's like, how about we just jam today and then tomorrow we work on material and then the next, because we wouldn't have to warm up. That's another thing. We have to play 3 or 4 songs to all get warmed up before we even start practice. So it's like, we wouldn't even have to do that if we're practicing 2, 3, 4 times a week, which is what I'd rather do.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they would too.
Oh, dude, I miss having like all day fucking practices. Too.
Yeah.
Like I miss having a writing partner. Like, just I'll see you next week. I'll have something fucking for you.
Yeah.
Or here's this. Have something for me next week.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Alex and I, that's something really good with Alex and I. We don't have, and everyone's different. We don't have deadlines. It's more like, hey man, I wrote something dope. You want to check it out? Yeah, man. And then shit, that was dope. Or dude, that sucked. But
we did a lot of demoing.
Yeah.
And like just to like get the blueprints of the songs and be like, this is where we have to change this.
Yeah. That's usually what it is. We don't really turn away. I mean, I haven't seen anything Emmert I don't remember anything Emmert has brought forward in recent times that I've like thought sucked. But yeah, for me, I just write lyrics and then sometimes I hear one of his riffs and I'm like, that would work for this thing I wrote a couple weeks ago, because it's better for me to just write and it just like it sounds douchey, but it just like hits me and it takes over and then I have to write it down. And I just do that. And I've said it on here before, I think, but I have like at all times in my notepad, like 80 to 90 notes and I'm constantly deleting shit.
Jeez.
So I'm always writing. Like that's one of my favorite things to do is write lyrics.
Mine are like sentence fragments. Like
I have a lot of that too, though.
Just where I get
really
like a cool line in my head. I'm like,
I have a few of those. And usually when I go through to delete, I see if any of them might go together. And a lot of times, a lot of them do. A lot of times they don't too. I mean, it just depends. But yeah, I have a lot of that. But I'll also have fucking 8 verses and no chorus, and it's just like. And then I'll pick through there. And then sometimes I'll break up because it's like 8 verses, like your first verse and your 8th verse are about 2 totally different topics. So I'll make 2 different, songs out of those. And then I'll create full songs around that. And then I'll fucking delete them a month later because like they just weren't that good. So I deleted them.
I wonder how much shit you've just thrown away that was good.
Uh,
Not,
I'm sure a
not
lot
by
of
like
people,
your standards, but
yeah.
like that could have been amazing.
yeah, I'm sure a lot of people could have done a lot with what I've wrote. Yeah, but me, it's it either was really derivative of other shit I've written, and half the time I'll delete shit just because I wrote about it too much, like, and I'm sick of it.
Like the same
it's
subject.
just way too, yeah. But but that's good because I'm not putting it all out there,
Mhm.
and yeah, if it's too derivative or if it's just way off of anything we would ever do, like, I mean, like I've tried writing love songs. I'm
Mhm.
not good at that because I don't really have a lot of experience with love. Not to be all woe is me, but I genuinely don't have a lot of experience with love, so I can't, and there's sometimes I'll meet someone or whatever that like nothing ever comes of it because I'm a big bitch, but but I don't know, maybe feel a certain way and it makes me think a certain way and it just comes out in lyrics.
See, I think that's what a lot of like my writer's block going on right now is about.
Yeah.
I think it's timid because I was always a relationship writer, and as I even towards like the end there, I was still writing about relationships, but I've learned my lesson.
Yeah.
Like I stopped writing about my relationships.
Yeah.
Because I figured out that once, like, you might accidentally write something that everybody likes and you have to sing it 1,000 fucking times.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Yeah.
And, like, because, like, you're, like, picking open a scab that's, like, trying to heal.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So, like, I would just start writing about, like, my friends.
Yeah.
And, like, I would put myself in their shoes and write through their eyes and make myself
That's cool.
hurt
That's
like
cool.
them.
Like vicarious writing,
Yes.
kind of. Yeah.
Like, it was more like I'm writing about my perception of their relationship
Okay.
rather than mine.
I've kind of done that before, and then also sometimes like for certain songs, like it's not I really do write about pretty real shit. I don't really embellish. I was gonna say I embellish a little bit, but I don't. I do, I guess, a little bit, like for songs like No Direction. Like I'm not literally always drunk and high. You know what I mean? So, and that's kind of the tone. That's not all the song's about, but that's kind of the tone of that song.
Yeah.
It literally starts out with I smoke my beer and I drink my weed. Like that's the first line of the fucking song. So, I don't know, man. But yeah, I've never, one thing I really suck at is like metaphors. That's one thing I wish I try. Maybe one day I'll get it. Maybe I smoke enough DMT, I'll get it, but I can't write in metaphors. And I wish I could. I try.
That's my strength.
Really?
Almost. Yeah. If
I'm getting better. Put it this way. I'm better at it than I was when I was 15,
mm-hmm.
but I wouldn't say I'm good at it.
Really?
So, yeah. Maybe it's self-judgment. Sometimes I feel like I'm just being pretentious, even though I love metaphorical lyrics probably more than literal lyrics. But I just can't,
See, that's my struggle right now with what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Because I have this concept in mind, and like you've heard everything I've been writing for it.
Yeah.
And been involved with it.
Yeah.
And but when it comes to like lyric writing, like I'm starting to get my bones back writing music.
Yeah.
Like everything I'm writing is probably some of the best stuff I've written, most original, most creative. I mean, like you definitely hear my influences, but like for me, and as far as like playing bass and everything,
yeah. Well, it opens doors in your mind when you do shit like that. It kind of starts to open some doors, and
I think it's me just being mature and like I've gone through. Fuck, man, I've been out of the loop for fucking 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
And jumping back into this, I might as well be a different person.
Right, absolutely. And, well, another thing I was going to say, too, is it's not... I guess writing love songs is one aspect of what I can't really tap into. Just generally happy songs. Like major key, nice time, I mean, even the songs that I would consider happy songs, it would be viewed as by a lot of normal civilized society as like negative music.
Mm-hmm. I heard about fucking a lot.
Yeah, we do have a song about fucking now, I some of my favorite art. What I'm mostly drawn to is like the dark side of life. you know, and the dark side of that's the art I like. I mean, average every day, I'm a goofy dude. I'm fun loving. Like, I'm not a dark, scary person at all.
No.
But that type of art is what I'm mostly drawn to, and that type of expression.
I think that's one of those things that's actually originally attracted me to your personality. You know what I mean? Was that you do give off this persona of like this larger than life, like you can be mean if you wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like deep down, like you could have very easily just fit the good guy cookie cutter mold.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just like personality wise, because you're one of the best people I've ever met.
Yeah.
Like
I'm pretty charming.
Yeah, dude,
I know how to make people like me. I
not
feel.
stroking that ego too much, but like, like out of all the people that I've become real close friends with, like you're probably one of the most genuine people.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You know?
I try to be genuine.
Yeah,
you know?
like I've never.
It's hard work.
I've never felt like I couldn't trust you with something.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, for fuck's sake, like, you're the first person I called when I needed someone on this podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even before that, if JP couldn't make it, you were still the first person I'd contact.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it's just, you match my level of dedication to things, even like, because anything you do, you pour yourself into it.
Yeah.
And like that, those
It's
are
part of living. I think for me, it's like on my deathbed, I don't want to like sit and think that I should have done more things. Like, you know, nobody in particular, but I mean, there's a lot of people I know and love, and I don't think this is something to think less of them over, but it does kind of break my heart that like they're just content with going to work, going home, and having that life. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, especially if that's what you want to do, do that. Don't force yourself to have experiences. But I'm one of the people who, just in my mind, that experiences is what life is. You know, it's not, I mean, are you going to sit back on your deathbed? When you're on your deathbed, you're going to be laying in bed watching TV all day. Do you want to look back at a life of laying in bed and watching TV all day? Or do you want to look back on a life like, holy shit, I kicked some ass, man.
Yeah.
Like, I can put my hat on this and call this a good life. And that's kind of like, you know, I just say yes to just about anything offered to me. Because it's like, hey, I mean, not everything, but like shit that's like, hey, I like doing that, or that seems like that could be fun.
It's important to say yes to things in life.
Yeah. And even if it turns out shitty, you didn't miss out on anything. Like, I would have missed out on more being at home playing a video game that I really like to play. And I still do that shit. I still have those days. But, you know, because that's part of life too, is relaxing and fucking enjoying space or whatever. But, you know, I didn't miss out on anything, even if I had a horrible, miserable fucking time. Like, I'm going to look back on that like, holy shit, that sucked. Haha. And it's going to give me joy forever about how much it sucked.
Yeah.
So I'm not really scared unless it's clearly stupid. You know, I'm pretty fearless when it comes to that.
It took me a while to get there to that point where I had to quit telling myself no.
Yeah.
Because I especially like when it came to even doing things like going to concerts and everything, it was it always felt like in the back of my head there was some strange, like almost parental figure that was gonna like I was gonna be in trouble with if like I treated myself.
Yeah.
When it's like, dude, I fucking work constantly. Like I'm in my late 20s at this point.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can afford it.
Yeah.
But I felt guilty spending money on myself.
Yeah. And I understand that feeling sometimes as well. But I mean, in my case, I was a little like, if I made money, I'd blow it all on cigarettes and weed and fucking drinks, you know, and you know what I mean? But and I've learned to like not rely on my mom so much, especially in my fucking mid-20s. Like, okay, it's time to start paying for yourself now, bub.
Yeah.
You know? Paying for your own fucking booze and shit, you know.
You got your big boy job.
Exactly. And some people, I mean, dude, I know a dude who's about your age who fucking still lives with his mom, and he has 2 kids and has custody of 0 of them, and he's not trying, and he just, I swear to God, just plays Call of Duty all day and smokes weed. Like, Jesus. I know this dude from a long time ago, and you know, I'm not going to say his name on here. Dom's a listener, and I feel like he knows who I'm talking to if he's listening, or knows who I'm talking about, rather. But yeah, like Derek has a friend who at the time was 16, and this dude who is about your age, a little younger than you, hanging with Derek's friend constantly and
Ew.
smoking all of Derek's friend's weed. And Derek's 16-year-old friend is saying, dude, that guy's fucking annoying. And he just mooches off me. What does like a 29, 30, 31-year-old man have to mooch off of a fucking 16-year-old child?
That's terrifying.
That's how bad.
Number one, you shouldn't be hanging out.
Yeah, well, that's what Derek said. Derek said, dude, I know that guy. He's a fuck. Stay away from him. Like, and Derek doesn't know him, but I know him, and I talked mad shit. Just like, don't ever be like him, Derek. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, don't be him.
Yeah, don't be him. So,
please.
yeah. I think Derek and I have a really good relationship, man. I just kind of tell him what's up, and he listens,
and it works out.
It works because I'm not trying to preach. Like, I have no control over what that dude does. Like. I almost said kid, but I stopped because he's 18 now. And I mean, he's still a kid. You know, he's still a child. 18 is like not even kid. Like there's kid, which is like in my world, 20 to 23 is like still being kind of a kid.
Yeah.
And then 24, you're a young man. 24 on.
I'd say like 22, 23 is really when you start figuring your shit out.
I didn't, well, and that's for me. I didn't really start figuring my shit out till I was like 24.
But you were like, you were out of the house by 20.
I was out of the house I was 19 or 20 when I moved out.
Yeah.
But I mean, my mom helped me out a lot. And,
yeah, but
you know
like,
what I mean?
You still didn't have your shit figured out, but you were on your feet. You know
That's true too. Yeah, I was trying.
You're
I was
figuring
making
it
an
out.
effort. Yeah, I was figuring out how to do this for sure.
And there's people that don't do that until they're like fucking 30 or until their parents die and
and then they have no option.
Yeah.
And that sucks to see. I hate seeing people having so much trouble with. I mean, if you really look at it, work is not school. I think that's what scares a lot of people. I fucking hated school. I do not like to call off work.
No.
It's not the getting up early and having things to do. It's the fucking I just hated school. But, you know, work sucks. I'd rather sleep in, but by the time I'm halfway to work, I'm not mad that I'm going to work. I'm like, okay,
dude,
I'm going to be at
my
work.
job.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I love my job. I think the next job I'm going to have, I'm going to really love, though.
Mm-hmm.
But the job that I have, I don't love it, but this is the first job I've had where I'm not, like, every day cussing at my dashboard about how pissed I am to go into work. I'll never work a job like that again. I'll find something else. Like, if I find myself doing that at any point, yeah, I just start putting out applications that day, for real. I can never... I've worked a couple jobs like that.
Is this going to be your first Christmas with them? Were you there last year?
No, actually, my first Christmas was last year, but I was there for like literally that was about 1 month in.
Oh, really?
It was Christmas, yeah.
Oh boy, Christmas is coming for us, and like I'm seeing the fucking packages increasing already.
Yeah, I'm thinking November, like right after Halloween. That's when we start to pick up, is like literally November 1st. And then all the way through tax season. It's fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah. Dude, you get like a 1 week break after Christmas where everything just kind of...
chills. It's like, okay, Christmas is over. And then those Christmas...
a lot of returns.
After a lot of returns. Yeah, that's right. We do a lot of pickups. And then we do a lot of... like 50% off this, you know. We do actually a lot of like... In the wintertime, what I've learned is we do a lot of like patio seating areas because that shit's dirt cheap in December and January.
Yeah.
So a lot of patio furniture deliveries, but it's nice because it's usually, oh, just set it in the garage. You don't have to unpack it or anything. So, which sometimes we do have to unpack shit and put it together for them and take out the packaging. Yeah, those are not fun. And the company gets paid a lot more for that. We get paid nothing for that. We just have to do it. So shit like that kind of like they could totally give a $50 bonus, even if it's a 2-man, $50 each. If you have, that would make me not hate it nearly as much. And they still waking way fucking. It's like some shit is like another $500 for us to like. It's called white glove service. You know, for a TV or whatever, I could see that being $20 for us, but that's still another $50 to $100 for the person paying for it. So.
Those bastards.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty upsetting.
Well, back to what we were talking about before is well, becoming an adult and how do I want to put this? Finding. I think as you get older, your what you deem as fun becomes way different.
Yeah.
And I think that's why like it's easy for me to enjoy going to work.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like because I enjoy being outside now. I enjoy like when I walk into a business and they're excited to see me. Hey, see you tomorrow.
That's cool.
Like
see that's the type of shit I do at my job that is pretty cool. Like I could definitely see where you're coming from.
Yeah, like you start like people start remembering you. Hey, how's it going today?
Yeah. Oh, I've met some really dope fucking people. Dude, I met this guy who was in prison for like fucking 15, 20 years for like major cocaine trafficking.
Jesus.
Through Pittsburgh. And well, I don't know if I don't know. I haven't seen him in a long time, but he's one of our long distance guys. And like he's not one of those guys that are full of shit. Like he's for real. And I went out on a route with him one day and he told me some shit. Like and there's people I've worked with, it's like, all right, you're bullshitting. Like clearly you're bullshitting. And I don't know, it's funny. But I met a lot of really cool people at work. So, and I don't know, man. It's kind of nice to have a job where, even though it's bittersweet, but at the end of the day, I don't hate a job where I only have to be out of my van for a total of 12 minutes that day, and I get a 6-hour day. Yeah. So I'm driving 3 hours away and 3 hours back.
Yeah.
And like days like that happen, and that's not so bad.
No,
so.
that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, like I don't know if I could sit in a fucking car for 6 hours a day.
See, I'm good at it.
Yeah.
I've built up to it. So
like you got an ass of steel. I can do this all day.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, I really do. I usually, I mean, when I get gas, I do get up and like I walk around the store because that's really unhealthy to sit like that all day. That's half the reason I started specifically doing yoga.
Really?
Yeah, is because I am on my ass constantly and I need to move. This is bad. So
I think it will help you.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially
I feel it already.
Really?
Like I feel not a huge difference. I'm definitely not in shape, but like everything doesn't hurt constantly. I still hurt once in a while, but I mean, especially when it starts getting colder, dude, I get to the point to where I can't even fucking walk hardly.
Ugh.
Like with my hip. I mean, after I wake up and I move around a little bit, then I can. But I mean, like it used to take me when my hip would be at its worst, which happened a lot, especially in the cold times. It would take me literally about 30 to 40 minutes to roll from one side to the other in the middle of the night if I woke up and had to change sides. Ugh. No matter if I tried to go under or over, it would take about, because that's how bad my hip was hurting. Like I just couldn't fucking move. So now that hasn't happened yet. It usually happens about a week before it gets cold, and it hasn't happened yet. It's still getting a little sore, but it's like, oh shit, I get up and I walk right out of bed. You know what I mean? Like
you're doing like the lowish carb thing too, aren't you?
Lowish carb, yeah. Oh, that was loud. I'm definitely staying away from like chips. I used to love to like drink beer and eat chips. That's another thing too, is cutting way back on the beer. I started gin and wine has becoming more in my rotation of drinks. It's not just always beer, although could still put away some beers. I still love my beers.
Nothing wrong with that.
But
a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just trying to fucking like usually wing night and then weekends and then every other day if I have to drink, I'll drink a little bit of wine or something. And I find myself, especially with wine, I'm not getting nearly as drunk. And I don't always want to get drunk. I just want to sip on something.
Yeah,
you know?
Just a little bit.
That's why I like wine so much.
Yeah.
Just have a couple sips. I'm not getting blasted. Got to get a couple sips is all.
Not gonna go throw rocks at cars.
Yeah. But nah, drinking is definitely something that I think one day I will quit, just like cigarettes. But it's a little ways down the road.
Oh, absolutely. As long as it's not an issue, and like, it's not inhibiting you from like going to work. You know what I mean?
That's a big thing. Yeah.
Like if I would tell you, yeah, you need to fucking quit drinking if that was the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But if it's not an issue and you're cutting back onto it from a dietary standpoint, like you have control of it.
Exactly. Oh yeah, I mean more so than I did a few years ago. I think and I was 23 when I was just 22 and 23. I don't fucking remember.
Yeah.
I was literally drunk the whole time. So
Ditto.
yeah. So, but and that's the thing. I mean, like it came down to one of those things, and I still drink more than I should, I'm sure. But it came down to one of those things, like, okay, I can either keep doing what I'm doing and then end up one of those dudes who's dead at 45 because he drank himself to death.
That
or,
fucking weird belly that's hard.
Yeah, it's huge but hard. Yeah, I could do that. Or I could start, like, start to turn this around a little bit. I don't have to stop now, but I could start to turn. And just little by little, I've been turning it around. Like,
just right the ship.
Drinking more than just beer is a huge step for me. And so...
That's true.
Yeah, it is, because that's all I would drink is just beer. But, a little bit of wine, a little bit of gin here and there.
I can't drink beers anymore.
Really?
I'm coming to grips with it. Like,
yeah.
I can drink like 6 beers.
Well, probably because you lost so much weight, you're fucking cutting out pop had a huge effect on drinking beer for me.
Yeah.
Like because I quit pop and beer in the same month because, I did a whole month without beer. And I quit pop too, but I was like, I never really cared that much about pop, so I'm like, I might as well stop because I don't love it. I've maybe had 2 sodas since late June.
Yeah,
and both times I was like, this wasn't worth it at all.
Yeah, it tastes like ass.
Yeah, it's not even. It tastes good, I guess, but like as bad as I know this is for me, and as shitty as I feel after I drink it, I don't want any more of this,
dude. Like that's how I feel. Like I would love a cold Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, man. Do you know how long it's been? Both times I think I just went with the classic Coke. I don't remember the last time I've had a Dr. Pepper, and that was my fucking drink.
Oh, that's my drink. I would even do a little Dr. Pepper and rum, man. Dr. Pepper and Cap'n.
Dude, we should have a night. Maybe for DC, DC Lewis, we'll do Dr. Pepper and rum. You know what I mean? We'll have those kind of drinks. It'll keep me off beer, and it'll be like it'll meet in the middle. Treat / I don't know. It just sounds good.
we could go basic white girl and fucking like get festive with it.
What do you mean?
I don't know, man. We can make some like.
You know what's good with rum? Spiced rum, apple cider, hot apple cider with cinnamon sugar around the rim.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
We can get basic white bitch on.
That's something my mom made for me when I was like 16 years old, 17 years old, and I loved her forever for it. On Thanksgiving, she's like, "Hey, try this."
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Oh, dude.
Let's.
Oh shit.
We gotta have steaks,
dude. Yeah, steak dinner, and then that'll be dessert. That'll be dessert with the cinnamon sugar on the top.
No, that can't be dessert. It's November. We need pie.
Oh, true. We do need pie.
We need a pumpkin pie. Maybe
pumpkin pie sounds good.
We'll get Becky to make a one of those fucking cinnamon roll apple pies.
Dude, I saw her post about that. I was like, God damn it. What is this?
It's a steak and apple pie. And
Jesus Christ.
We're going to eat.
Yo, DC and Derek Lewis are fighting. We're going to eat like DC and Derek Lewis.
Yes, absolutely.
Those dudes are totally fucking welterweights and heavyweight bodies.
Absolutely.
We can fucking pull
You're
this
tell
off.
Me fucking 5'6" Daniel Cormier couldn't make fucking 170. You're full of shit.
Oh, God damn it. Oh,
Derek Lewis, if he had
Derek Lewis is 6'3", though, but he could be 185.
Easily.
If he ate right. If he was like super dedicated to his diet and exercise.
Is he actually cutting to one?
He'd be scary 185.
Is he cutting that much to 265?
Not really, no. I don't think so. I think he used to cut from 300, but he lost some weight, so it's easier for him to
He's looked in good fucking shape.
He's looking much better than he ever has.
Cardio has been a lot better than it ever fucking has.
Yeah, I mean, it's still not great, but I mean, like, dude.
When did you see Derek Lewis throwing haymakers in the third?
Exactly, especially 10 seconds left. Like, that's something he couldn't have done 3 years ago.
No.
So.
He's getting better. He's 33 years old.
I know.
God damn.
Man, I'm so excited for the future.
He's a late
Derek
bloomer
Lewis.
like DC.
See, I would have really liked to see, because I understand DC needs to keep that heavyweight strap for Lesnar, but I wouldn't have mind to see, like, the only time I would advocate for an interim title fight is DC go down to 205 and defend, because he said he wants to do 205 against, like, Yoel Romero.
Over.
Could you imagine? I know it's over now, but could you imagine DC and Yoel Romero?
I would love that. I would
Oh
love
man,
that.
but I wouldn't want to do that to my boy DC. So we'll throw him someone like Ozdemir too, or something that he can handle, because he's on his way out and he deserves, especially after fighting John Jones and the way that went. You know, I don't know. You know, that's whatever. But the only time I would go for an interim belt would be Stipe and Derek Lewis. That would be a fucking. I wouldn't be able to watch that.
in my
fight. I
ideal-
would watch it anyway, but I wouldn't be able to watch it.
My ideal world is I don't want to see DC lose. I hate when DC loses. I fucking hate it. I loathe it. But I want Stipe to have that belt back.
I think he deserves it.
Absolutely. He definitely deserves
the
this.
big thing, man. I mean, fucking DC did fucking gouge his fucking eyes pretty hard. And if you look at the slow motion of the way his hand flicked out towards his eyes,
He's getting away
that
with
looked
one.
really fucking intentional, you know. And that's what really just because Stipe was winning that fight until that shit happened, and that's what I hate saying it out loud because I love DC so much, but I mean, fair is fair, and I mean Stipe is my favorite heavyweight of all time. Period.
So what I want to see happen is Derek fucking land it.
Yeah.
I want Derek to feel that championship.
Yeah.
Like, I just wanted to know what it's like one time in his life.
Yeah.
You know, like, that man's been humble, and he says, I don't want no title shot.
Yeah.
But, like, dude, if you're competing, you need it.
Yeah.
once.
You definitely. I think he wants it. He's just too cool to admit it.
But
You know what I mean?
But then again, after he gets that, in 3 months, I want to see Stipe come in there and fucking wipe the goddamn mat with him and get his goddamn belt back and defend it 4 more fucking times.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love to see that too. Yeah. As much as I don't want to see DC lose, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, like, that's what I want to happen.
Yeah.
If I can get away with, like...
Especially if Derek Lewis knocks out DC with a short right hand in the clinch.
Here's one. Here's where I could sit right and everything's right with the universe.
Okay.
If something happens, say like a Pettis kind of injury,
Yeah.
and DC can't continue, his hand's fucking broke.
Yeah.
And when you fucking okay, well,
Yeah. And then Stipe.
TKO, Derek Lewis wins the fucking fight via fucking TKO because Daniel can't go on.
Right. Oh, that would be cool. That would be cool, especially if DC was doing real good.
Yeah,
Yeah. That would be perfect.
I could live with that.
For sure. That would be perfect.
I'd feel bad for him, but like, you know what?
It's like there's no shame in that, though.
Yeah.
There's no, like, I don't think that's
There's
the
no
one
crying
thing.
on camera during an interview after you get head kicked by John Jones after that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That sucked, man. I felt so, as much as I was happy to see John Jones back, oh man, that sucked, man. I've liked DC for a while, and I hate to see anybody that sad. And that's what he said. He's
Well,
like,
he's concussed.
well, no, that's DC even addressed it. He's like, yeah, I appreciate Joe Rogan standing up for me and said concussions, and that is true. But I was crying. He was like, I was that sad. I cried when I lost the championships or whatever, and I cried that night. You know, so
Oh,
that's
dude.
when it was
He
like,
takes
oh
it to
man,
heart.
oh DC. Well, how could you not? He's really trying to be the best. You know, and he's doing a damn fine job at it too, I must say.
See, like, I love when DC is just being DC.
Yeah.
I hated when he was trying to be like ghetto and he's dropping the hard ends.
Yeah, it was just like DC. Everyone in
don't say
here,
that.
everyone in here can tell you're not used to saying that word.
You said it with an ER.
Yeah, no, you said it with an A, but it was like, like it came out of the mouth like, it just,
No.
yeah, it just didn't work.
Like, he felt dirty saying it.
Yeah, dude, it really looked like a 43-year-old normal white guy saying it for the first time.
Like, it was like Rachel Dolezal the first time she dropped it.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's okay. I'm friends with one.
Oh Jesus! But yeah, I mean DC. I was not a fan of that either. But genuine DC, yeah, dad mode DC.
Oh, Dad DC is the best.
Fucking
DC.
daddy DC.
I'll take that shit all day.
I would call it DC. That stands for like I don't know, Daddy Kane. I'll come up with something better, but right now it's Daddy Kane. Instead of Candy Cane, Daddy Kane.
There it is. Dude, like, but yes, that's the ideal world. Like, did you notice they did the thing again where they stack the end of the year?
Yeah, I did notice that. I like it. I mean, it gives you something to look forward to while you're facing another year of fucking life passing you by. when you were just like running around and playing on the playground, and now you're here.
Do notice that life goes a lot faster as an MMA fan.
It does, because it's like, oh, I can't wait for 3 months from now, and then it's like, holy shit, it's 3 months from now already.
That's every weekend though for me.
Yeah.
Like I'm always watching something. I could turn on a live feed right now. I guarantee someone's punching someone on fucking UFC.
Yeah, somewhere on that Fight Pass.
Oh, absolutely.
By the way, when's Tuesday Night Contender Series supposed to come back? I really liked that. That's brilliant. Fucking whoever came up with that idea is fucking brilliant.
Cramming an entire season of The Ultimate Fighter into one episode 5 times.
Exactly.
That was fucking sweet. Do that.
Yeah, keep that up. Well, that's the other thing too, because back in the day when The Ultimate Fighter was a thing, reality TV was super popular and MMA was not that popular. Now it's like, okay, you got the MMA fans, give them what MMA fans want to see instead of all the bullshit drama and then like 10 minutes of fight at the end of an hour.
Yeah. See, like
I will say the newest episode of The Ultimate Fighter, the fight on the first episode, or not the newest season, the fight on the first episode.
The Brazil?
No,
one?
it's America.
Okay,
It's
they did a
dude-
Brazil season.
It's a gigantic black dude who's like 6'7", I think, and I guess he used to be really fat, and neither one of his eyes point in the same direction.
That dude looked like a fucking shark.
Yeah, and he obliterated this like Russian guy.
Yeah, he did. I
It was
remember
like,
that.
Whoa. I
Oh.
feel like that dude and Greg Hardy are going to fight because they fought the same way. Greg Hardy just pressures people and just keeps punching really, really hard, and so does that
and he has
dude.
that football stamina.
Yeah, so that's why.
So
it's
like
pretty
you can tell
scary.
like it takes a minute for that lactic acid to build up in him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's been in shape forever. He's probably played football forever, so he's strong, big, athletic,
Prone to
and he's
CTE
just-
already.
Prone to CTE already, so he's a little crazy already, and just fucking can fight. You know, at the end of the day, that's Deontay Wilder is a terrible boxer, but he can fucking fight. You know what I mean?
That's
And-
Derek Lewis.
yeah, exactly. He's a fucking horrible MMA mixed martial artist, but he can fight.
Good luck
That
training
dude
for
can
that
fight.
shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, he's gonna come with you with an overhand right, maybe. It's
Or he's gonna get wrestle fucked by DC for 5 rounds.
there's a fucking 14-inch window where he might hit you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's the thing, though. I see DC. I see it going, you know, and I don't like to predict fights, but here's my prediction. If I had to guess,
You're
here's my
picturing
guess.
in Spider again.
I'm actually, no, I'm either that or probably more like Ozdemir. I think DC's veteran mentally enough to try to finish the fight and get into a position to where he wasn't, when he had Ozdemir in that crucifix and he was punching him, it wasn't that he was doing a lot of damage to Ozdemir from that position. It was more like, haha, now what are you going to do? Like, I got
like,
you, and
I
we can
told
lay
you-
here. We can do this all night. You know, I
As
can
long
just
as
sit
I
here.
keep doing it.
Yeah, exactly. I know this isn't hurting, but the ref can't stand me up because I am technically punching you in the face. And we could do this all night, or he can call this a TKO. And, you know, better for business to call that a TKO. And shit, if you can't get up from that and he's doing that for a fucking solid 90 seconds with no real change in tempo, all right, the fight's over. You lost.
Well, he said even before that fight, he's like, there are levels to this game, and you're just not on my level.
That was very true. I think they pushed Ozdemir too hard, just like I feel like they're pushing that Jimmy Smith a little too hard as well. Or no, Jimmy Smith.
Jimmy Smith is a commentator.
Anthony Smith. Yeah, I think they're pushing. Or is he supposed to fight Ozdemir, actually?
I think he is supposed to fight Ozdemir.
But he did just not. I mean, that is a really great matchup now that I'm thinking about it. But he, at the same time, just knocked out, 3 dudes in a row who are way the fuck past their prime.
I think Anthony Smith is almost past his prime at this point.
Yeah, I mean, isn't he like 36, 38? I'm rooting for him, man. I've heard an interview of him on Unfiltered podcast. Like, he sounds like a solid dude. I'm in his corner, man. I'm fucking.
Really?
I root for him. Just like I root for Ozdemir, though. I like that dude, too. That dude was scary when he knocked out. Who did he knock out before he fought DC?
Everyone.
Yeah, yeah. The one right before DC. Either way, if anyone wants to look it up, they can. But that was a good fight. I remember that fight specifically. It was like under a minute, right? That's when he started calling himself No Time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, like something's happening in my hands, man. I'm like, yeah, there is.
Them bombs. Son.
Yeah, dude. Oh, fuck. I love that dude, too. That's going to be a great card. So I'm really excited for a Cowboy and Mike Perry.
Yeah.
And now there's heat on that one, so that makes me worry for Cowboy.
Yeah, I can't watch him get knocked out again.
I mean, Mike Perry's defense sucks. It's going to be a dogfight. But that's the thing. Cowboys, like when him and Yancy Medeiros, have you seen that fight?
Yeah.
That's them liking each other. You know, when he likes who he's about to fight, he always does really well. But we'll see, man. I mean, who knows? He's doing different shit now, and so is Mike Perry. So we're going to see some different stuff. That one's just too tough to call. I would never pick a side
You
in
can't
that
pick one in that one.
No.
Like, I don't even know what the odds would be in it. I'm sure at this
0 versus 0.
I'm sure at this point Perry's probably the favorite, just because of youth.
Yeah, I could see that. But if Cowboy gets one more win, then he'll have more wins than anyone in UFC history. I guess.
For reals?
Yeah.
Oh,
Not strung together or anything because he lost like his last 27.
Yeah.
but
when you fight every 2 months for fucking 7 years.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, I fucking love Cowboy. That's another one. I love both the guys. I love Mike Perry. I love fucking Cowboy. So that's man, they're doing some fucking work, especially maybe ESPN has something to do with it.
Well, they did it at the end of last year too.
That's true. Yeah, it was like every weekend was incredible fights.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Frankie Edgar Korean Zombie is what I was trying to bring up earlier, though.
That's coming.
I'm
up
excited
too.
for that because Korean Zombie is just coming off of some like military work.
He's
I
had
guess,
one fight before this.
Okay. Well, I know Korean Zombie's been in the UFC for a minute.
Yeah.
But he had to do like mandatory.
Yeah, he's already had his.
Oh, okay.
He had like I forget, it might have been over the summer he had one.
Okay.
But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like every able-bodied man in Korea has to do a mandatory fucking military service and some bullshit.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good thing, actually.
I mean, you know, because it's not. I mean, Korea's not in any type of war, so it's not. You know, you have to serve your country. I mean, I don't really agree with it personally. I believe that should be up to up to choice if you want to do it or not. But because that's communism, I feel. You know, you have to serve the country. Like
I think it's good to serve in some capacity. I
mean,
it would
serve
be.
your fellow man, but maybe not directly military. Maybe you could choose to do like Peace Corps work or like feed the homeless.
Something where you have
you
to
get
see something
compensated fairly for it. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Something where you have to see the plight of the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be sweet.
Like whether it's like if you want to serve in the military, that can be your thing. If you want to go fucking help the pygmies,
yeah,
go do
that. But
Yes.
you got to do something cool.
Yes, for at least
that
2
would be
years.
Sweet. Yeah,
2 years of your life you have to dedicate to something.
Honestly, I think everyone would not hate that if that was a thing. You know,
Yeah.
I don't think everyone. I mean, some
I
people
think
might be
someone's
like,
gonna fucking hate that.
"Oh, dude, there's just shitty fucking people out there who don't want to do anything." Period. Like, you know, who would hate it would be dude who's a little younger than you, hanging out with 16-year-old kids. That dude would hate having to do fucking anything for any amount of time.
Yeah.
That dude had
He'd be lopping toes off left and right.
Yeah.
Fucking he ain't taking me.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's terrible, man.
It's either dedicating your life or 2 years in prison.
Yeah.
You
Oh
pick.
yeah, that'd be hilarious.
Is there Xbox in prison?
Yeah, that dude might pick prison too, just to look hard.
I'm talking like Guantanamo prison, like cock meat sandwich prison. like
What's the matter? Get to sucking.
you could either sweat in a jungle or you could sweat with a dick in your mouth. It's up to you, man.
I'll take the jungle.
Right? Could I at least have one of those fucking lifesaver straws, like where you could dip it in pond water and it filters all the bacteria?
Yeah.
I
If I could have that, then I'm good.
Yeah, then I'll take the jungle.
Yeah, dude. I think I'm thinking I want to buy a couple of those straws.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
I mean, just because I go hunting and hiking and shit like that, it'd be nice to like, hey, there's a stream right there. I'm thirsty. You know, just for goofs and gas. Probably way better for me than the fucking tap water in East End.
Then you're gonna get drunk, start taking bets and drinking out of the fucking river and shit.
True. Yeah. Oh yeah. That I might have to avoid.
It's gonna be a day where you guys find like a body washed up here downstream from it.
What?
This fucking tastes funny still.
Yeah, this tastes funny. This kind of tastes like old steak.
Like if I had to put a taste of heroin.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, I mean, isn't that shit supposed to be like the jungles of Africa? Like you can drink from that water.
Yeah.
With all the parasites. Dude, I will do a fucking YouTube video on like, yo, here's the Ohio River. For the past 10 years or whatever, it's been the most polluted body of water in the United States. That's a fact. You can look it up.
That's fucking disgusting.
Well, I know it was a couple years ago. It was for the past 7 years. And then like, it's like, I don't think it's gotten any better.
No.
So
It still stinks.
yeah, it still fucking has a smell to it. So I'll just be like, so let's see what this life straw is all about. And just, kind
You
of
get 3 gulps and fucking throw up violently, and now you have
fucking
cancer.
throw up blood and fucking pass out.
It's like those videos of those idiots drinking bleach.
Yeah, exactly.
You just, like, you get a full mouthful and just puke blood.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Poor people.
Now you can't fucking talk anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that'd be terrible. Well, hope that doesn't happen because.
No life straw for you.
Yeah. No, I think I'm going to get a couple life straws, though.
I think that's what they're called.
I don't know if I'm brave. That sounds right. But
That's what I would call it.
yeah, that sounds right. But I don't know if I'm brave enough to actually drink from the Ohio River now that what isn't it supposed to be good for like 100 uses or some shit?
Something fucking
It
ridiculous.
would make it good for maybe 1 use, and then after that, it's broken.
Like
it just snaps. I just dip it in the Ohio River to take a sip, and just like a drop goes into my mouth, and it just breaks in half and floats away.
The end of it looks like a cigarette butt.
Yeah.
That you dipped into the water.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. God damn.
I get high from the fumes. Like, oh man, Ohio River. That's some nasty shit. I swam in that a couple years ago though. At night, I was drunk. Yeah, me and my dudes were drunk, and we were just like, and we were like over in Chester, and like I kept like jumping off like this. I don't know what you'd call it, like dock thing.
Oh, down there by the park.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I just kept jumping off the end over and over and swimming around, and then I don't know. Shit's fun when you're drunk, but I got mouthfuls of water.
Oh.
And then I woke up with like fucking cold sores. I was like,
Oh no.
but I don't think I have a thing. I mean, I get cold sores when it gets cold out. I need to like keep my lips lubricated. I don't think it's
that's
an STD. I hope not.
Well, it's the same thing.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like if you have one, you can transfer that to someone else.
Really?
Yeah, it's just in your blood, and like also about 85% of the people in the 85% of the population gets cold sores.
Yeah.
So everybody has like a version of herpes simplex.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what that is. But I definitely know I don't have full on herpes.
No, as long as you don't get it on your gens, you're fine.
Yeah, it's never.
Well, don't go to
My
Chowtown.
gens is flawless, man.
Well, don't go to Chowtown on anybody with a cold sore because
Definitely.
that'll spread to that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Noted.
And then that'll spread to someone else's member.
Is that really how that happens?
Yes. Anytime that virus it bursts open
Yeah.
and it touches like a membrane, it could be
Yeah.
in a fucking eye.
Oh.
It could be in
no.
someone else's mouth.
Yeah.
Your fucking junk,
Ooh.
your butthole.
Jesus.
Yeah, anywhere where there's a fucking membrane for that virus to spread.
Damn, I'll have to be careful because I know it's only around my mouth.
Yeah.
I'll keep it there.
I'll do like I get like a crack right in the middle of my fucking
Oof.
bottom lip,
That sucks.
and anytime my lips dry out and that crack starts, guaranteed cold sore right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I usually get it
fucking
like
terrible.
at like the corners of my mouth.
Really?
Yeah, always like at the corners of my mouth. I hate it. But that's the beard helps. The beard definitely helps, but yeah, I don't get them very often, but when I get them I'm just like they're there for a minute. So.
Dude, as soon as you fucking start feeling that shit, if you fucking go get Aquifer.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I used to use that for when I got this tattoo. Like the dude who did like this whole arm, it's the same dude, and he told me to get different shit every time I got a tattoo from him. But the last one was Aquaphor. I think it helped really well.
Yeah, that was the best one I've ever used.
Yeah.
I used it for like my Murphy tattoo, and it healed super fucking fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as like you feel like that bump before it even bursts open, if you start with the Aquifer, like, if you catch it in time, it might just go down.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's
Definitely worth having in the cabinet.
yes.
Yeah.
Especially
plus,
if you're
what's that
prone to
shit?
it anyway.
$4, you know,
Yeah,
$2, $4, yeah, of
For a
course.
fucking bucket of it.
That shit'll last, and that shit'll last me easily. Like a tube of it would last me like 2 years probably.
Oh,
Because it's not like I don't get cold sores often. But
No, I've been working on a tub of it for probably upwards of 3. This might be my 4th winter.
there you go.
And it only happens in the winter. You know, right
It's
around,
same here. That's a big thing. Or if it's just like a really, which doesn't happen much, dry heat around here, but just dry weather in general tends to make it happen.
even when especially when I'm stressed out and it's cold and everything's dry.
Dude, forget about it.
Oh,
If I'm getting stressed, I always get them before tour. I always get a little sick before tour. I'm
So
always
do I.
I'm
It's
always
my
sick
body
on tour.
shutting down.
Yeah, I'm always sick on tour. Anytime I do anything major with the band, I start to get sick. It's stress, and it's a good stress though, and it doesn't I never get like out of commission sick, like fevered, bedridden sick, but I get pretty sick. I definitely get like 60%.
Same fucking shit. Like I would feel about 60% until I got on the stage,
Yeah.
and then like I would just dump it all
Oh, it
out.
just wakes you up though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you're on stage, it's like, bitch. Like I think I told you about that footage we have live in Atlanta. I think it was 2016. It was for like a 4th of July show. And 2-3 days before that, I got strep throat, but I didn't tell I didn't get it diagnosed. But my throat started hurting, and it was more than just a sore throat. It was like okay, there's something in there.
Yeah, like
I was afraid it
something's-
might have been
something's irritated and touching something else.
Yeah, and it's just really bad. And it was the day after. It was like a day or two after I went to the doctor, and it was just getting worse and worse every day. And he's like, "Oh, this is like." I actually went to the doctor, the free clinic, and he's like, "I don't know what. I don't want to prescribe you something for strep throat, and it's not strep throat. I don't know what to do." And I'm just like, "Are you fucking kidding me? You're a doctor." Like,
I went to veterinary school.
yeah, that's pretty much it. Like this dude fucking and I just went home because I'm like, well, I went to the doctor and he didn't give me anything. And then I'm like a few hours later, it just got so much fucking worse. And I just like, fuck this, dude. I'm going to the hospital. Like I just went to the hospital. And as soon as I went there, the nurse was like just giving me, I went to the ER and I had to go and wait and whatever. And then finally like the nurse is checking me out or whatever. And she's like, open your mouth real quick. And then she's like, I can't tell you this, but you have strep throat. But that's not, you can't take that for anything because I'm just a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
And then the doctor came in. And like, I literally didn't okay, open your mouth and put your tongue out real wide. I like barely opened it. And he was like, I was going to put a cigarette in my mouth, opened it. And he's like, oh, that's strep. He's like, I don't know who told you that you didn't have strep, but that's strep. So, and of course they put me on my prednisone, my steroids, because I'm allergic to all the basic antibiotics. Yay me, I should be dead.
Things that give infants.
Yeah, but steroids, man, my fucking body eats up the cortical steroids like nothing else, like a sponge. It's just like 2 days later, I'm basically normal again.
Well, at least that works.
The next day, it's cut in half. 2 days later, it's like, oh, I'm not even sick anymore. It's crazy.
And we're back. Sorry.
At least we got the rest of that episode because I think we hit some really important points.
We did. We faded out. My computer has Windows 10, and it did that thing where it has to update every fucking 6 hours forever.
Dude, hit up Dom, man. He's probably listening to this. He's a wizard at computers.
Really?
Dude.
I just want.
That's what this dude does for a living. Like he's fucking, and we're 10 years old, and he knows more than like anyone I ever knew at 10.
I just want Don to make me some really, really, really good beats.
I feel like he would be down to do that as well.
And then I just want to play some bass and guitar over him.
Dude, hit him up for that. I'm sure he'd love to do that.
That would be sweet.
I'm absolutely
Dom, if you're
sure.
out there listening to this, let's do that.
I'm sure he is. He hits me up. He does listen.
Really?
Yeah, that's cool. A couple
That's
of my
sweet of
friends hit me up, and
That's nice.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thanks, guys.
dude, it's awesome. Yeah. I'm glad they enjoy it too. It's cool when your friends enjoy what you do, man.
I do.
I've never had that before. It's funny because it's true.
Oh, shit. Jesus Christ. It's so sad.
I mean, not really, because I understand. I'm fucking.
No,
You know.
I get the joke, but that was fucking hysterical.
Oh man.
I think that was that was really the point of this episode was learning and growing and becoming better at things.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
and breaking into new ground. And I think like we were talking about off mic before we started back up, what Ian was saying about, you know, he wants to be embarrassed of the man he was 5 years ago, and that
Every year. Every year. you
yes,
know.
constantly. That's
I
a good
agree
goal.
with that so much. Yeah.
That's a very good goal. Like,
Yeah.
because 5 years ago, I definitely wasn't thinking about, you know, buying a house. I showed you that picture. You were there for that birthday party. I was drinking rum like out of a bottle like it was a beer, and it was like at least a, what was that, like a quart bottle?
Yeah. It was. I'd say that was a fifth.
Yeah.
That was a fifth. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm drinking.
Dude, I've never
drinking
drank a fucking fifth of liquor. Like, just straight to the head like that.
that
know?
was insane.
Yeah, and you were not, like, you were drunk for sure. You were not, like, out of control, though. You were like, yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Like,
that-
you had control of your bearings, you
That's
know?
terrifying.
Yeah.
People shouldn't do that.
No, never.
Especially because that probably wasn't the only thing I was ingesting.
Oh, no. I can tell you for sure that's not the
I don't remember.
I remember that night. Barely.
Yeah. I just remember, well, we don't use real names. I didn't give them nicknames, but Lady
Yeah.
Fingers and Deep Chocolate. Lady
Yeah.
Fingers is out cracking bullwhips against people's cars in
Yeah.
front of the yard.
Dude, Ladyfingers and I fucking fucked up some beer pong that night, too.
Yeah.
That dude was pretty. I think that's where he got Ladyfingers from. Because it just whoosh, and he was good at it, man.
He had a really sensitive touch.
Yeah, Deep Chocolate was good to get deep with. I wonder if that's where all the names came from.
Probably, like-
Ladyfingers and then Deep Chocolate. 'Cause
Wasn't
he was
Mi-
getting deep all night, man. He
Wasn't
was
Micah
cool.
like dealing out the nicknames?
Yeah, dude, he always is. Constantly.
Hell
That's
yes.
why I went from baby girl to baby bird. One of my favorite ones of all time, by the way. I don't know. You remember Mike Palmer? He used to play bass
Yeah.
for us in the Chrome days. So, Micah and another friend of ours constantly make fun of Palmer for having a big head. And I just kind of never noticed because I've literally known Palmer all my life.
Yeah.
I mean, the day I was born, his mom was best friends with my mom. And he was a 1-year-old baby in the hospital. Like, I mean, we didn't like shake hands and say hi, but
Yeah.
we were in the same room the day I was born. So, I've known him as long as anybody.
Never noticed his large dome.
Never know. It's just like, hey, that's Palmer. Like, I've always known him. That's Palmer. And so he did like this rap thing with Theo when I was gone doing shit, and we were up at Bob's house when nobody lived there, and we're there with a condenser mic and a laptop recording our demo, Smash EP. And him and Theo actually made like a pretty decent rap song. Like, I mean, it was just like, it worked. It was funny. And so Mike Dubray started calling Palmer Paul Murda. Like, oh, that's your nickname now, is Paul Murda. What made me laugh, because like I was baby girl and Micah calls me baby bird. We were calling Billy for a while. We're calling him beautiful Billy. He turned into handsome William because of Micah. There's that Showtime kick. Boom. Oh shit. Anyway, so he takes your already nickname and modifies it. So it went from Paul Murda to Squarehead Murder. And that fucking made me piss myself because I never noticed like the back of his head is like, I remember people used to call him Mr. Incredible. That's the best way to describe what Palmer looks like, is Mr. Incredible with black hair. Italian Mr. Incredible.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so Squarehead Murder made me, when I first heard that, I almost wrecked the fucking van. Dude, that was the funniest shit I heard in my life up to that point.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I wish I had a nickname. No, I don't. No, I don't want a nickname.
I sometimes refer to you as Vinny B Snacks.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I can live with that.
Vinny B Snacks. Yeah, I got dairy bran muffins.
Dairy
for
bran
Derek. For Derek, yeah, I call them dairy bran muffins. I stole that from Jim Norton, the bran muffins thing, but dairy bran muffins works. Blake used to be Slug.
Slug?
Yeah, Micah used to always call him Slug. He loved that nickname too. That was a good one for him.
That was one of the kinder ones.
Yeah, I remember, dude. Seriously, this old dude. His name
Sorry,
was
Blake. Me too, buddy.
yeah. Oh, same here. Do you think I really wanted baby girl? I never wanted that until it sunk in. Like when everyone was calling, when it became the thing, it's like fuck it. I guess I'm baby girl. But I hated that at first because I was like, I'm tough though.
My pride.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, baby girl.
Yeah, what's up, baby? No, it was because I kept bumming. Like I would have. Okay, so I would. This is 19 years old, spending literally all my money on gas and weed. So I'd go hang out with my friends and be smoking, like pulling out bags of half ounces of weed and smoking with these guys, and then I'd like ask like. Hey man, would you mind getting something for me? And every time, everyone would always hook me up, and that's just the way it was back then. We just all hook each other up. And then one night I'm with Mike Dubray, and I'm just like, I'm feeling guilty, and I'm like, by the way, this is all fiction. Mike Dubray is a fake character I made up, but I'm with him, and we're going through Tim Hortons in his yellow Mustang, we'll call it. But anyway, we're going through the drive-through. I ask if he orders something. I'm like, dude, that sounds really good. Could you get me one? He's like, of course, you're my baby girl, and he like got it for me. That's where baby girl started. Everyone started calling me baby girl.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's where it started. Mike Dubray gave me that nickname.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike, not Mike.
Well, and then Leroy Smith is weird because I didn't even give that to myself. I created my Facebook to be a fake Facebook, and only my friends would know it was me. But then the rest of the world would think it was a fake profile because I didn't want anyone finding me from high school. And so then like I just started meeting people, like booking shows as the scary looking black dude.
Yeah.
With the name Leroy Smith. I'd be booking people who never heard of me before in Akron, like messaging as that dude. And I feel like they booked me just to see what that dude looks like in real life.
Is that people?
Is that real? I go to see this, so they'd book us. I feel like that's what happened.
At least on one occasion.
So we go up there, they're just like, hey, are you I'm like, yeah, Leroy, man, what's up? And just like acted like nothing happened. And then that just kept going. And I'm still, because I did try to change my name back to AJ once. I was working at Threshold, and I'm sure if I tried really hard, I could have. But the first thing, like, it came up and it said, you have to use your real name. You can't use a made up name when I tried to change it to AJ West. So I said, well, get my license changed. And I just kept it at Leroy Smith.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
It should never change.
I don't think it should.
You're in my
either.
phone as fucking Leroy Smith.
Yeah. Most people call me Leroy, especially like out of state. I'm just Leroy.
I think like the only time I don't refer to you is Leroy, or baby girl.
Yeah.
Is when I'm addressing you personally.
Yeah.
That's the only time I will like if I need like a beer.
Yeah. Even then, yeah, because you're not thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm just going. I go, AJ, give me a beer.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No problem. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, that's the only time. Like, what in type you will either be Leroy or baby girl.
Yeah, man. It's I guess I understand why, because all over Facebook it's Leroy. Right now I have my picture as Butterbean in a sheriff's like outfit. Like I guess he's a sheriff. I didn't know
That's
that.
gross.
That's who that is. That's Butterbean.
No shit.
Yeah. Fucking love Butterbean.
That's terrifying.
Dude, that dude is a fucking man meat. That dude is Jesus Christ. That's the most testosterone I've ever seen. Is Butterbean.
I watched Jackass not too long ago, and watching him hit fucking Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He hit him so fucking hard.
Dude, he was the dominator of the B leagues, put it that way. Like kind of like like World Series of Fighting and like maybe Bellator. Bellator's a little above, it's the A- leagues, I would say, Bellator.
Yeah.
But like, World Series of Fighting, I can't think of anything else right now, but you know what I mean, the B leagues of MMA. Butterbean was like that in boxing, just dominating all of it. You know what I mean? He lost a few times, but he was just not but he also, all his fights were like 3-round fights, 5-round fights, because he couldn't go past that. And he just whoop ass the whole time, though. If you didn't go to sleep, you were getting your ass whooped for a solid 3 rounds. That's basically what it was.
Until someone has to stop
that's the thing. That dude fighting, a dude like Mike Tyson for 12 was not going to ever happen.
No.
So.
No. Oh, fuck, man. We're in an hour 18. We did a good job.
I think so, too.
We can end it on this.
We can end it on Butterbean, for sure.
I'm ending it on Butterbean. And this has been Modern Savage Podcast Guide to Self-Enlightenment.
Guide to Self-Enlightenment.
All right. We'll
Smoke DMT. That's the podcast.
Yeah,
Edit
just-
everything else out.
Just smoke DMT is
Yeah.
what we're. That's the central message of Modern Savage podcast is don't be afraid to get lost in yourself and become a better person.
For sure. With or without drugs.
Probably with if you're listening to our podcast.
Yeah, most likely.
All right. See you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.